Emotional pain is something that is very difficult for the majority of us to digest, to process, and to overcome. Quite often, our understanding of ourselves, our understanding of life, our understanding of other people falls short of ideal, and that only worsens the pain that we feel in relationships across our life. Personal relationships, professional relationships, friendships, casual relationships, all of them get affected because our understanding of life, our understanding of other people, and of ourselves falls short. Hello, good people of the internet. Today's question in Ask a Human Not an AI with Chetan Naran is an anonymous question, and I feel it is a fascinating question. I'm asked, if at all I'm in a situation where I constantly get hurt by someone's actions and I can't leave that situation, and it happens almost daily, how do I react? This is such a vulnerable question, isn't it? And I feel this is a situation that a lot of people might be in, but they would not know how to process, how to get out of that situation, firstly. And if they cannot get out of the situation, like you said, how to process the emotional pain and the emotional baggage that comes along with being in such a situation. I have threefold advice for this situation. Firstly, let's talk about understanding. Quite often in our relationships, it may happen that we want other people to behave in a certain manner. We want to be able to control this other person's actions, opinions, choices, etc. And if that does not happen, if we're not able to control, if we're not able to get the output that we are expecting from that person, we think we are getting hurt because of that person. Now, this is not gaslighting. I'm not trying to belittle your situation. What I'm trying to say is that this can happen, this dynamic can happen across a lot of different relationships. For example, a parent child relationship. It's very common for children to feel that their parents should behave in a certain manner. And it's also very common, of course, for parents to feel that their children should behave in a certain manner. And when that does not happen, instead of understanding that it is our expectation of that other person which is causing us pain, we tend to put the blame on that other person and we tend to blame that person for causing us hurt. So you must try to understand your situation better. You must try to judge and discern whether it is actually this other person who's hurting you or whether it is your own expectation of the outcomes from this relationship that is hurting you. If the latter is the case, you know where you need to act. Next, let's talk about communication. Every relationship that's worth it gets better with communication. So try and communicate with that person. Try and at least let that person know that you are being hurt by their actions. If that relationship is actually worth it, you will see that after a few maybe awkward sessions, you would see things getting better because you would also get to hear that person's standpoint, which is equally important for any relationship that's worth it. However, having said that, I can understand that it's not practical in some relationships to be able to communicate freely with that other person. If yours is such a case, find some other outlet for your own emotional pain. That could be a diary, that could be your own camera. You could record yourself talking about that situation. It could be a friend. It could be a meditative session where you simply letting out your emotions. What I want you to do is to not be bottled up. Because if you bottle up the emotional pain that one toxic relationship is causing you with that one toxic person, it will end up giving an osmosis effect on all the other relationships that you have. And even with people who are actually good for you, you would end up making that relationship toxic yourself. Which brings me to the third point, set your boundaries. You say you cannot leave this situation. If this is actually the case, try your level best to open up a communication portal with that person. And if it doesn't work out, free yourself of the need to change that person. You know, if in a relationship, a person is so closed off that they do not want to address the issues in the relationship, you cannot make them see any issues unless they want to see it themselves. Therefore, you need to free yourself of the burden of actually trying to be the savior of the relationship. Set your boundaries and try to ensure that you are spending as little of your time around this sort of a relationship, and as much of your time as possible around people who you actually want to spend your time with. Set your boundaries and honor them yourself. Quite often, we find ourselves in situations such as this, where processing and understanding the situation and getting out of the emotional pain and the emotional baggage is quite a task. No one who is in that particular situation can actually know what it feels like. But we all have quite similar emotions, and we can help each other out processing the baggage that we're carrying. I hope I was able to help you at least find a direction towards processing your pain. I hope this was helpful for others as well. If it was, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the playground soon again. Until next time, peace out.